Welcome to the Lubbock Lady Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Smith, and I'm here to celebrate the incredible women who make the Lubbock area the beautiful place that it is. From business leaders to creatives, moms to mentors, we're amplifying their voices and sharing their stories in hopes to inspire, connect, and lift each other up. This is about building a stronger, more vibrant community, one amazing woman at a time. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's dive into a conversation that celebrates the heart and soul of the Hub City. Yay, Courtney. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I'm so excited to have you here.
You're welcome.
Yay. So how was it getting here?
Oh, a disaster.
A disaster? What kind of coffee did you get?
Oh, Ivy's gonna, if Ivy ends up watching this, she's gonna laugh at me. Do you really want me to read it off to you?
Yeah.
It's a venti ice shaken espresso with 5 pumps vanilla, an extra shot, which comes out to 5 shots of espresso.
Oh my gosh.
Oat milk and vanilla sweet cream cold.
You're going to be leading this podcast with 5 shots of espresso. I'm well behind you.
Well, dance, I go until 8 o'clock.
You
so
got to have the juice for sure.
5 shots of espresso.
Well, I'm glad you made it. I'm so excited. Can you tell us a little bit about your family and just give us some background on who Courtney Houchin is?
Oh, God. Who is she? I grew up in Idalou. My family is originally from Lorenzo, which is where we had our main location for my family's business, which is Hearst Farm Supply. It was a tractor equipment business. Just in the last maybe 2 years, maybe 2 years ago, almost to the date, my family sold to South Plains Implement, which a lot of our family still works there, which is great.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I don't think they'd ever
want to leave. Yeah.
But it's been great. And then I worked there for 4 years. I worked in Slayton for 2 and then Lorenzo for 2.
Yeah.
So working with family was great, always. And then
I've had experience with that before.
Yeah, you have. It's a bonding thing for us.
Yeah.
And then started teaching at the dance studio in Idalou with my mother-in-law. She started that our senior year. So September of 2015 through May of 2016 when we graduated. So I worked that recital for her.
Yeah, so a little backstory. Courtney graduated at Idalou High School with me.
Yeah.
And we played basketball together, and we still have just been really good friends ever since we graduated. So just wanted to give some backstory there.
Yeah, known Rachel for quite
some
time, walking into that gym with her blonde afro.
Yep. Come on now.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Give
thanks.
everybody a piece of Rachel.
Yeah. That they want to know about.
You've always been beautiful. It's okay.
Oh, thanks, Courtney. Okay, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your connection to Lubbock and the Idalou community?
Other than I've been here my whole life. Idalou probably more so than Lubbock.
Yeah.
Idalou, I've always, like I said, I was in Lorenzo for probably my first semester of kindergarten, and then moved over to Idalou. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're still there. Your family lives there.
Yeah. Been there literally my whole life.
Your husband farms there.
He does. He farms in a lot of different places, and then both of our brothers are seniors this year, so they've been going to school in Idalou.
So fun. I remember them being like the water boys back in the day.
Babies.
Yeah.
And now they're
graduating.
Now they're 18 and moving out. They're ready.
How's your sister heart?
It's good. I'm probably more excited to see him not be with my parents.
Yeah.
See what he
he's
is
capable.
Outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the exciting part of
it is
graduating and moving on and doing your own thing. You get to be your own person. You get to find out who he really is without everybody that he's known for the last 18 years. He started in Idalou and then finished in Idalou.
Yeah.
So it'll be exciting. I'm
excited for sure. And then I would say y'all are pretty integrated into the Lubbock community as well. Y'all have always been big sponsors at Tech Games and all of that. So
Yeah.
I did want to mention that.
Yeah.
But-
My parents.
Yeah. So what sparked your passion for dance, and how did it like lead to you like working for Emily in the dance studio and loving that?
So I grew up dancing. I want to say I was probably 3, maybe almost 4, and then competed also in the midst of that at a dance studio here in Lubbock. So traveling was, especially from Lorenzo at the time, it was a lot.
Yeah. It was a commitment.
It was, and both of my parents at the time, they both worked. And so it was kind of a lot of like, well, who can take...
Courtney.
Yeah. And my grandma and another girl that had become pretty much like our sole babysitter had ended up helping quite a bit. But our senior year, I had kind of started, like, my head started turning. I knew Emily had opened the studio, and she had asked earlier in that year if I could help with, like, music, cutting music and figuring out how to, incorporate other songs. And so I would go over and help her do those kind of things. And that I helped her with recital. She had asked, and so I worked backstage room with her or for her. And then that next year she was like, all right, do you want to work? And I was like, absolutely. I was wanting to get back into this. I've been thinking of like trying to find places in Lubbock that I could just go, like, just to stay some kind of active.
Yeah.
And so she was like, okay. And then it just kind of took off from there.
And what was your first role at the studio?
I just taught.
I mean, other than like clipping music, you just like taught classes. What classes?
With
what age
with
groups?
her, just because obviously she's not going to just throw me to the wolves.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And at the time I felt like I was just as much of a child as the kids that I was teaching.
Yeah.
It was
How old were you when you started?
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had like a couple, like you had kids all the way up to like what, like 16, 17?
Yeah.
And how little do y'all go?
3.
3. Yeah. So yeah, a big age group.
3 and potty trained.
Oh yeah, that's important. We don't need any accidents.
They happen. It happens at least once a year.
Oh goodness.
It's great.
Yeah.
They were my kids before I had a kid. Still are.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you didn't
They're
tell
great.
us about your baby boy.
Oh, yes. I have my son Keaton. That is a year old, almost a year and a half. But he's a mess. He's all boy. As all boy as they can get.
That's how it should be.
I know.
He's going to be good on the football field.
Yeah. We're building our house. And so we'll go out there and just like sit on our, back porch and let him just
run,
go crazy in the dirt. Yeah.
Oh, he probably just thinks
he's meant to be.
It's Disney World.
A farm kid.
Yeah.
My God, it's wild. Like, I'm like, is this normal? Like, I've always grown up like in town pretty much. Like,
yeah.
My parents built their house. I was a freshman. I was only out there for probably 2 years.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy. Just a bunch of dirt piles right now. And he's
loving it.
Diving.
That's probably hard for you. It'd be hard for me. I love it, but I'm also like, oh, don't get it under your toes and your fingers, and then I'm gonna have to clean it.
Oh, see, that doesn't bother me.
It doesn't?
It's him like going to like sheetrock and just like full force, like going to just take like chunks out of it. And I'm like,
to eat it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We're still teething, so anything in sight is free game.
It's free game.
Free game. But he's great. I love him. Love him.
Yes. And you and Cole.
Yes.
Met in high school.
He graduated from Idalou as well. He's 2 grades above us. But we were always friends. We tried dating a couple of times in high school, but we were better off friends. And then, just when the chance opened up, he kind of was like, all right, like now or never. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. So
Shout
sweet.
out to Cole.
Yeah. So sweet. I love it. Okay. So let's go dive into the mission and impact of the On Pointe Dance Studio now that you're the full-time owner and operator of the studio. What is the mission behind the studio, and how does it guide what you do every day there?
I mean, as far as, and I'm going to speak for my mother-in-law a lot probably today. but I feel like when she started, it also gave her something to do. With 2 boys that had graduated, and then she had a son that was coming up that was still, little. But it kind of started out as something to give the kids something to do that weren't really active in sports or just weren't active in sports yet, because you really don't hit that until middle school.
Yeah.
You have some girls that travel, at the time, 10 years ago, that's when she opened it. And so,
crazy.
Traveling was a big deal then. Like, it was a big deal when we were growing up, but not as big as it is now. It's wild now. So it was kind of just something to give the girls around town something to do. And stay active.
That weren't wanting to do basketball or something like that. Like, give them something good that's going to, create an outlet for them.
Yeah. And it has, and it's still, I don't think it won't ever be a stopping point of like, oh, we're done with dance. It's just kind of...
No. Dance is such an integral part of the world. Like, it literally goes back to ancient history.
Listen.
So...
One of our basketball practices, and I will never forget this, like, shout out Coach Johnson.
Oh, gosh.
We were doing ladders, like the footwork ladders on the floor,
Yeah.
And I was, like, almost done with doing, like, my turn. And
you were so good at those, by the way. And I was so bad. Yeah. I was like a baby deer.
He turned and looked at me when I got done and was like, hey, did you dance growing up? And I was like, what?
He could tell.
He was like, did you dance growing up? Like, just answer the question. So I was like, yeah, I like for 5 or 6 years, like that's what I did. And he was like, I can tell by your footwork. It's so meticulous.
It is, yeah.
And so I was like, oh,
yeah.
Never
thought two together.
It. Yeah.
Yeah. That
like dance could have worked its way into something that was so big to us at the time, and that never in my life would have thought.
It just came
full
circle, though.
It'll help you in other sports.
Yeah, but then, so it helped you in that time frame of your life and your sport that you loved so dearly, but now it literally has become your whole life.
Now it's my life.
Full circle. It's amazing.
Live and breathe.
Yes.
Until I die.
I love it. I do too. I'll have to come to one of your classes and learn how to dance, because I don't know.
Love it. You'd walk in and they'd be like, oh my God, tall blonde.
Oh gosh. They would laugh at me.
Her.
They would laugh. It would be fun. Yeah. So how do you see dance impacting your students beyond the studio? Are there specific success stories that stand out to you with any individual?
I had a couple that know me outside of dance, because you had told me, try to think of some stories to tell. Mm-hmm. They know me at like a very personal level. Thank you. The guy at Starbucks gave me 2 coffee cakes because I was so stressed out.
Because you went to the wrong Starbucks?
I went to the wrong Starbucks. He was like, you get 2 today.
That's so
Thank
sweet.
Thank you so much.
You're like, I need that.
So they were very integral parts of mine and Cole's life. I mean, they still are. They call him Father Cole. I'm just Courtney. He's Father Cole because he's, literally like another dad to them. But I had them just send, it's not like, like a little paragraph. Yeah. Just because I was like, you guys know me outside of dance. You've also had me as your very hard, dance teacher. But I'm going to let you read them, because the first time I read them,
you cried.
I cried. Yeah. Well, this is just Tatum.
Okay, so tell me who this is and give us some backstory before I read it.
So this is Tatum. Mm-hmm. This one's Tatum Whittle. They were my neighbors for a little bit.
Yes.
Before I, obviously moved out.
Yep.
Very close to all of her sisters.
Yep.
Love their family. But she's one of my students. She's also the same age as Colton. Both of these girls are. They're both the same age as Colton and Cutter.
Yeah.
So it always kind of worked as far as like, oh, we have the boys and we have the girls.
Yeah.
And we would just take all 4 of them with us some days. Some days they were just with us. Some days, we just had the boys. But they're basically like our first kids outside of Colton and Cutter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Keaton.
Yeah. Yeah. Your actual kid.
Yeah, my actual kid.
So this is from Tatum. She says, Courtney has been my biggest role model since I was in 5th grade. One thing to note about Courtney is how welcoming she is to everyone. Growing up as her neighbor, my sisters and I always looked up to her. She treated us like her own sister, and even though she's about 10 years older, she would always take me anywhere. I really started to get to know Courtney when she became my dance teacher. She has taught me so much more than just dance. She has been the prime example of a respectable woman for me. She took me and my best friend, Alice, in as her own little sisters. Even when she and her husband were in one of the hardest times of their lives, she showed so much strength. Courtney truly has changed my life through dance. I would have never known how much I'm in love with dance if she had never allowed me to challenge myself in the studio. I can't even express how strong and patient Courtney is. Once I started teaching at On Pointe, I got to see how she is with the little girls. She knows exactly what to say to teach them the new dances and keep them engaged the whole time. I have loved watching her become a mom and the love she has for her son. I will forever be grateful for the way Courtney made me instantly fall in love with dance. I aspire to be at least half the woman she is one day.
Isn't that so sweet?
That's so sweet.
I know.
Such a testament to, like, literally the question I just asked. Like, what is dance outside of the studio and what does it do for the girls? Like, to me, it builds confidence and it teaches them, you know.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a lot of confidence, and it's a lot of. I'm not one, and any of my girls can testify to this. I'm very hard on them in a like very respectful way.
Of course,
but
yeah.
I feel like
any coach would be.
Yeah. Yes.
Our coaches might have been a little tougher,
but there's a very big difference in what happens nowadays than there was 10 years ago, as far as, like, you know, a lot more is kind of, you know, let go, slides by, and I still kind of hold them true to who I want them to be and what I expect of them, and I'll tell them my bar's here, and today you're right under that, and that's okay, because sometimes, you know, we have our bad days, but next week you're gonna be back to normal. Yeah. Because I expect this of you. And they never once question that. They're like, okay, this is our bad day.
It's so nice to have somebody to, like, see you, though, and realize, like, hey, I still love you, and I see that you're under the bar today, but, like, I know you can be not only at this bar, but above this, and I want to see you come back next week and be better.
Yeah. It's
so powerful. Okay, and so who's this next girl I'm going to be?
So this is Alice Hopper.
Yep.
She's obviously.
Love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Sweet girl.
Okay.
A lot more like me than Tatum is. Tatum's just very genuine and very sweet. Not that Alice isn't, but she just has, you know, the face and just kind of like the straight to the point kind of thing, whereas yeah, her and I are a lot more alike than me and Tatum.
Yeah. I have known Courtney since I was a little kid, but we really got close when she became my dance teacher. She taught me to love dance more than anything else, and she also made me feel like I was good at it. Middle school can be really difficult, but her and her husband took in my best friend and I as if we were their sisters. We were with them all the time, and if we needed something, they were who we turned to. And a lot of my best memories are with them. They went through some really hard times during that time, yet they still chose to spend time with two teenage girls. Anyone can be nice, but not a lot of people can show the attention and love that Courtney can show. There have been a lot of times in my life where I have struggled with comparison, but Courtney has been one of the biggest encouragers in that area. She has always pointed out things that are great about me when I can sometimes have a hard time seeing those things myself. Yes, Courtney has taught me how to dance, but she has also taught me how to handle near impossible situations gracefully. Man, if that doesn't speak to you, like who you are.
Oh, thank you.
She has helped me to love myself and not discount the things that I'm good at. She has built my confidence time and time again, and I couldn't be more grateful to know her.
This is so sweet.
So sweet. And so true.
It's very humbling.
Yeah.
You know, like you just, I would never say those things about myself.
Oh, no, you wouldn't. I know you.
You know?
And so that's you get so shy when I ask you, like, just to tell me the littlest thing about you. You're like, no, Rachel, no.
I'm like, no, let's not talk about me today. So I had asked them if they would speak for me on that part.
I love that. Thank you for sharing those.
Yeah,
very intent, like, obviously straight from them and from their heart.
Very sweet.
Yeah, but also so true. Like you spent, like you went through some challenging times with infertility. Yeah. And like you didn't let yourself go into a cave. You instead like turned and like poured into these young women. And now literally they're never going to be the same because of what you've poured into them and the confidence you've given them.
And I mean, honestly, really any of our groups, it's hard to, you know, go through something like that and then have to go back to your job that is all kids of all ages and all sizes, you know. So that's they also said that they because we talked yesterday and they were like, you know, it says a lot because that was your biggest journey. And yet this is your job. Like you didn't have to come back here. You could have been like, nope, this is too hard, and you did because you love it.
And you love us. Yeah. So what unique programs or values set your studio apart from others in the area? I mean, even like Lubbock, right? Like, I would say you'll have this. What?
I was reading your question.
Oh. What unique programs or values set your studio apart from others in the area? So like other dance studios that you know of, how is your studio different?
Other than it's not, we're non-competitive, so we don't do like any competitions. But other than that, it's not something that I take like I take it very seriously, obviously, but it's not something where I'm like do or die dance, you know. I want them to have fun. I want it to be something that's just, if they have a bad day at school, they come to dance and they get to just kind of let it all out.
It makes their day. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that all of these other dance studios don't do that, but it's more serious. It's a lot more serious.
Yeah, yours is more like personal and like fun, and
I think the non-competitive part of it
you do
helps.
set a bar, but
it's more, I want the girls to be involved in something. If they're not, and it gives them something to do, even if it's just exercise for 45 minutes a day or an hour a day, it's taking the non-competitive part out of it makes it more relaxing and not as stressful. It can be stressful when they're learning dances and they're not done.
But it's not like we have this deadline and we're competing on this date. And
yes. We're going to have an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
No. You have a 45-minute day or an hour. Yeah. If you're the younger kids. The older kids go for, a little bit longer. Yeah. Depending, but still at that, it's not 2 hours.
No, yeah. So and do you still choreograph your own dances?
We do.
That's amazing. Yeah. You're so talented at that. Thank you. Okay, so let's go into like community and vision for the future. How do you stay connected and serve to the Lubbock and Idalou community through your studio?
Through Idalou, probably more so than Lubbock, obviously, just because that's the community that we're in.
Yeah.
The easiest part about it is that community. They're never gonna let me fall, which is great. That's what you want.
Yeah.
But as far as, what did you say?
So like staying connected or serving in the community. I try to be sponsored. Like I try to like play sponsor. So like our little league program, like that's softball and baseball. I know I have so many dancers that are involved in that, and I always try to do sponsorship for that because I want to support them and all the other things that they're involved in, and that's always been kind of the bigger one that I've been involved in. And
Especially because it also involves the littles. It's not just like one specific, age group. It's all of them. Because, I mean, T-ball is what you do before you really do anything. That's probably the youngest sport that you can be in, probably other than soccer. But we don't have any, like, soccer programs in Idalou.
No.
Like they do in Lubbock.
Yeah.
And so I know that's going to support pretty much all of my kids.
Yeah.
So that I really try to be involved in.
That's awesome. So what's your vision for the future of dance, like On Pointe Dance Studio? Like, do you have a certain number that you want to reach, or do you like where you're at?
I like where I'm at.
Tell me some of the history of, like, the numbers at the studio.
So when we started off, I texted Emily earlier because I wasn't sure. She said she had about 80 her first year. I'm thinking it was probably closer to 90, but she probably knows more than I do.
Yeah.
But it started off there. We've been open. This will be our 10th recital this year, which is
amazing.
It's completely, it's insane. It's insane.
I can't believe it's been 10 years.
This has been open for 10 years and thriving.
Makes me feel old. I'm like, oh gosh.
You and me both. Probably about 3 years ago, we had like our peak of the number, which was about 175, 180, and that's just single girls. That's not, because like a lot of dance studios, what they do is however many time the girl comes to dance, that's the number that they go by. So like if you see a girl multiple times, then that's what they
count that.
They count that.
You're just counting the girl.
I'm just solely counting. The
person,
the child.
Yeah.
And like this year we have about 145.
Okay.
Which is great.
And you love that number.
It's a great number.
You don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And but still, like,
classes vary throughout the day as far as like age group wise.
Yeah.
I think 3-year-old wise this year we have 17, 19, like almost 23-year-olds in itself.
Yeah.
We have,
it's a lot of
25 kindergartners. Yeah. About 20 pre-Kers.
Wow.
And it's phenomenal.
It's awesome.
I love it. I know my littles. I love my littles. But I shouldn't, they're going to watch this and be like, seriously, Miss Courtney. I do have high schoolers that are 9th and 10th graders. Yeah. And they're phenomenal too. I love them. 2 of them actually are assistance teachers.
Oh, that's awesome.
This year. Yeah. And they do a
to
great
the littles.
job.
Or
no, not just to the littles. Yeah.
Everybody.
Not themselves, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
They, just depending on what groups they're that day that they can
help with. Yeah.
That's what they're there for.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
They do great.
You're so good at, like, inspiring women.
Oh, thank you.
I know that firsthand, and encouraging them and building confidence. So do you have anything to say to somebody that might want to venture into owning their own business and following their passion?
Just stick with it. That's all I can say.
I
mean, you're going to have hardships going into it. There's going to be things that go wrong. There's going to be a lot of things that go right, but a lot of things that go wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean, even when you have the business, there's a lot of things that go right and a lot of things that go wrong. That
I can attest to that.
Yeah. And I mean, you think it stops after you finally get past that, like,
threshold or point.
Yes.
Yeah. I made it.
Yeah.
No, you never make it.
No, you're constantly fighting. And, but be inventive in things that you can incorporate that make it thrive.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah. And obviously pray. Pray.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do the good times and the bad times.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Can you tell my listeners where they can find the On Pointe Dance Studio if they want to travel out to Idalou to send their kids there? If you're taking any more kiddos.
I'll always take more kids. I love my kids.
Yeah, I know you do. You do so good with them. If I ever have a daughter, she's coming to you.
They're like
you're gonna make her a dancer, even if it's not in her blood, because it's obviously not in her blood.
She's gonna walk out and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, it's Rachel.
It's a little Rachel."
Instagram wise, it is On Pointe Dance Idalou.
Awesome.
Pretty simple. And then Facebook is pretty much the same thing.
On Pointe Dance Idalou.
Yeah.
And do you want to give out your number in case anybody wants to text you directly, or what's the best way?
I can give out the studio number.
There you go.
I know, it's great. 2 phones is great.
Yep.
The studio number is 806-300-9559.
Awesome.
Yes, and that's always on me too. I'm surprised. Oh no, you didn't give me my phone. I grabbed it. There's 2 phones in there.
I'm glad. I'm glad
That's
you
why I
grabbed
was like,
your phone.
I was going to try to say it's the sparkly one.
Of course. Well, Courtney, I'm so glad. This was so much fun. I look up to you. I always have. And I think that you are just an amazing human. And I am so proud of the testimonies that we got to share today of these little girls that you've just poured every ounce of love into. And it's showing. And I just love you a lot.
I love you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us on the Lubbock Lady Podcast. I hope today's conversation left you inspired by the incredible work and passion of women in our community. By sharing these stories, we're not just celebrating them, we're lifting each other up and building something powerful together. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it, leave a review, or follow the show so we can amplify more voices and spread the impact. Until next time, keep shining and making Lubbock proud.